up, Danny?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but today we're back with some 280Zx content. Okay, so it's been about 4 months since my girl over here. Since I posted in general, but it's been about a year and a half since I've gotten this car, and it's finally time to get it cleaned. So I got this car in pieces. It's all pieces, so the engine was torn apart down to the block. The interior was taken apart a little bit. All the bumpers were the front bumper was off, the fenders were off, the hood was off. It's been sitting on jack stands for a while before I even got it. So I'm like the third or fourth owner, I don't even know. But this is a 1981 280Zx. And first step in this video is to give it a good wash. I know it's about to rain as well, but give it a good rinse off. It's dusty. And go through a rundown of what I've done to it so far in the year and a half, which really ramped up work on it in the last 2.5 months. Okay, let's get to washing the car.
My glove, dude.
Roll me up and smoke me when I die. Huh?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
Now what you really want to do is get all the grime out of the car, out of the paint. 2 years of just muck and filth. You don't really want to let that adhere to the paint any longer.
Fear snake. Come here, mate. The most venomous snake in the world. This is one wild unit.
So last video I cleaned and installed the head and valve cover. I gave the valve cover a nice red paint job, installed the front cover, timed the engine, installed all the accessory stuff like alternator, power steering pump, water pump, fan, and all 3 V-belts. So when I first cranked it over, it would not fire up at all. It just cranked and cranked and cranked and cranked. So after a bit of troubleshooting, I realized that I had the distributor cap clocked 1 cylinder off, and yeah, so I fixed that, and it fired up. I also had to replace the fuel pressure regulator because the diaphragm inside was torn and leaking fuel into the vacuum tube. I had to use this aftermarket automotive one because they don't sell any OEM style ones anymore. So I got the engine to run, but it would not idle for too long. You kept having to pump the gas to keep it alive. It seemed like it had a vacuum leak of some kind, so I did a smoke test on it, and it had a few small leaks, but the most obvious one was the positive crankcase ventilation hose was missing. So I replaced the hose, fired it up, and it idled around 1100 RPM. took it out just to make sure the transmission and all that was working. And realized that the diff pumpkin was leaking. I didn't film getting the diff cover off because it was such a pain in the butt, but I did take it off, clean it up, and give it a lick of paint. So I bought a new gasket and started working on it, and realized I had to basically take down the whole subframe just to get the back cover of the diff off to replace the gasket. Alright guys, so I'm trying to get my pumpkin down there. Let me go this side. So I'm trying to get my diff mount right here to fit where it's supposed to go, which is this fastening bolt right there. The problem was that when everything's connected up, I get right to up here, I jack it up with the jack over there, and I go all the way up, lift it, but it ends up not lining up with the mounting hole here. So what I had to do was to even get this diff out, this mount and the diff cover off, I had to release these subframe bushings right there. These bolts, like a 17 or 19 mil bolts. So I have to do it on both sides. Release them on both sides to even get enough slack to get the pumpkin cover off. I had to remove the subframe bushing bolts to even get enough slack to get the pumpkin off, because it was right up against the fuel tank. This thing is right there, everything. So it's kind of a hard situation. But what now I did to get everything situated is I lifted the whole car up, and then I had the whole subframe loose. Ooh. So right now it's probably hanging on like, oh no, that's not good either, low key. Anyway, I'm gonna lift it up now, but hey, so I got it nice and loose. I got my bolts right here. I can like kind of fasten on there, just adjust. Here it is, putting my bolts on my pumpkin. And I tried to take the cover off, keep it loose, so that when I get up to here, maybe I can like tilt it forward to get it to line up with the other mounting bolt. So I've got the jack right up underneath. Make sure you're not on the cover itself, because you may need to move it. So I got it pretty much free. I can move it with my jack now. So now I want to line up this, because you see how far it is when you just jack it straight up. It's gonna land not on the center, so it's gonna land off center. It's gonna land like around here instead of on the actual bolt right there where the bolt hole. So let's push it. Kind of get it centered up. Sorry for the shaky camera work. It's just what I have. Alright. And then it's going in, I'm hoping. There it is. It's going up. Yes. Yes, look at that. Allahu Akbar. This is God's right here. I really needed this. Oh, you know what?